Hi, everybody. Welcome to my channel, Spiritual Teacher for You. My name is Cassie, and I'm here to give an energy update. I just recorded one reading about the masculine and feminine energies within all of us, and where that energy is kind of sitting right now. And it was rather surprising what came out for those energies. So check that out if you're curious. But I could tell that the energy was changing, and I could tell that I was not meant to leave my room where I do these readings. And there's another energy update that is wanting to come out here. But something I noticed is like Spirit said, pay attention, look around you. First of all, it's sunny, it's bright. I usually close my doors when I'm giving a reading, but my doors are open and it feels good, like it should be open. So it's almost like I felt the need to protect the energy surrounding these readings and my energy while I was giving these readings. And then now, and I always felt so vulnerable with the door open, but this almost feels like a leveling up now in realizing that the energy is protected, that I've worked to get to a point of it being protected without me needing to, like, it's almost like when you work so hard to build up a company and finally the company is running sufficiently, like running autonomously almost. And so you don't have to micromanage it. So there's no more micromanaging the energy here. It feels like it's at a stable, solid level that you don't have to spend your energy trying to protect it. It is there already, okay? I hope that came across what I wanted it to. I also am not turning on my ring light, and that feels okay. The energy really is so much clearer, and I feel more confident. I cleaned my this room yesterday. The floor looks much better. Like there's just this energy of things coming together and it's going to look better. Life is going to feel better, look better, present better to you, and not only to you, but others will notice as well, even though that's not the point, but that's just a side effect basically of your energy changing. Also, in the last video, I revealed that I had like I pulled a muscle in my left side, and I've applied heat to it, and I've really been careful in my movements, and it's already feeling better. And I have something to do later today that is going to really activate it. So I'm hoping it gets to a point of feeling better so I can do what I need to do. But and there's that worry. And earlier I was thinking, just trust. Don't freak out like you normally do. Just trust that it's going to be okay. Follow your intuition about how to handle it. And immediately heat came to my mind. So the heat feels so good on it now. Yeah. So anyways, moving on. And I just got the energy of like reflecting back over your childhood and looking at something from a new lens, from this new energy that you're in. Like now is the time to look back on something with this clear mind. Okay, so that's interesting. All right, Spirit, let's look into tarot and see what the collective needs to know at this time, or the energy surrounding the collective at this time. 4:33 on the clock. Oh yeah, the timer. I am really being pulled to do a podcast. I've never done a podcast. I feel it's very similar to doing these readings, except it's a little more structured. So there's going to be topics I feel that Spirit wants me to go into. And basically, what I'm going to do is channel the information that Spirit wants me to get out through these podcasts. But what I did on my Facebook is put out a little poll, kind of like, what would you like? And I'm probably going to put the poll here on YouTube as well, that if I do a podcast, what are the topics that you'd like me to cover? So I'm going to do a poll. So be looking out for that on the community page. And yeah, interact, because that'll let me know where I need to put my energy. What do y'all really want to know about? Okay. You can even comment on this video if you have an idea. All right, we've got the Knight of Pentacles. This is that slow moving, solid energy. And that's what I feel you have been working on. That's what you've been up to, collective, is you've been working on grounding yourself, making sure that you are connected to nature, spirit, really putting those solid foundations down. You've got the cement foundation down now. So what happens next are the walls, right? The walls of your house. So you're building a new house. That's what I'm getting. And you've got the solid foundation now. So these walls of your house, I'm feeling, what do you want the walls to be made out of? You know, in doing this solid foundation, and I'm getting the big bad wolf here who blows down the house made of straw and sticks, and then he gets to the brick house and he can't blow it down, right? So there's something here about, what are you making the walls of this new house out of? You know, do they come crumbling down so easily with the least bit of resistance? Or have you built solid boundaries in yourself that you're not going to allow the big bad wolf to affect you anymore? You're safe in this new house because you have built the walls from a more solid foundation, okay? So there's something here about feeling safe in this new level of life and not worrying about the big bad wolf. You may hear him sniffing around the border of your house. You may feel his presence. Your ring camera may ding with saying there's someone outside, but you're safe. So it can feel a little creepy or a little weird when you can feel pings on your energy that aren't yours or those around you. So Spirit just wants you to also be discerning of the energy that you feel that's not yours, and make sure that you're not letting that affect your energy, okay? So not only am I getting the message of you being protected from the big bad wolf. My husband says I say that funny. But anyways, and so I hear it, it makes me laugh. But yeah, but protect your energy from being scared of it, because there's nothing to be scared of. You are so solid now. You're so golden. You are golden. Yeah. LP, the song Golden by LP. It's a good song. It's a good song. We aren't broken. She can get really, 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 really high pitched and it still sound good. I'm not a huge fan of high pitched voices. Just like I'm not a huge fan of Ariana Grande for some reason, and everybody seems to love her. And it's not that I don't like her. I just am not into her like everybody else is. I don't think her voice is appealing. It feels weird saying that because I know so many people like her. And it just feels weird to not like her because so many people do. But I just don't see the appeal. I still haven't watched Wicked. Like, I have no desire to. I don't know. There's just some energy around her that is weird to me and it throws me off. I don't know why I was drawn to say that. I'm not trying to badmouth any celebrity. I mean, there's just an off energy around. Honestly, it ain't even in just her. It's everybody in that kind of industry. Anyways, moving on. 6 of Cups. There's something from the past here that I feel you being nostalgic about, or there's something coming up making you feel nostalgic, or there's just little nuggets of things that happen that make you feel nostalgia about something, about a simpler time, when times were simpler, right? When you were very much in a different kind of energy and you weren't worried about the things you're worried about today. Yeah, so I see you reflecting on simpler times and what made it simpler. And when did you become someone that when did life become so complicated? I hear you saying, like, what made it so complicated? So there's almost this energy of wanting to come back around of when things were simpler. Well, why were they simpler? What made them simpler? What changed in your thinking or your circumstances that made you feel that life wasn't simple anymore? Okay, I'm getting the Tower here. I need more from that spirit. I'm hearing this is a moment of an epiphany. This is an epiphany that you are having about something. All right. 4 cards just fell out, but they feel significant to your reading. Ooh. Ooh. I didn't feel like I moved, but that cramp got me. Okay. So after the Tower comes the 5 of Cups here, the Queen of Wands, the Page of Pentacles, and the King of Wands, you guys. Oh my. All right. So with this epiphany moment that I feel, it makes you realize something that you are. This epiphany moment brings up sadness, but it feels like grief as well. Because I think you have a realization that something is not good for you anymore. Something, and I'm getting for some of you, it's from your past that you had to walk away from, someone you had to walk away from, and it made you very sad. However, I feel that this is the reason, excuse me there. I feel this is the reason that you the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands is coming out here, because it made you realize things about yourself. This epiphany not only made you realize things about yourself, but it made you realize who you are willing to give your energy to, and you're no longer willing to give your energy to people that don't have your back, to people that want to drain from you. And that if you are not providing for them, then they don't want anything to do with you, okay? So, it feels like you're turning your sights towards something brighter, uplifting, more passion, more energy, more elevating. Yes, towards this King of Wands, towards creation, creativity, towards someone who has ambition and who wants to make the world a better place. They want to leave a positive legacy for themselves and for you. They want to join with you in order to make this creation. Yes, with the Queen of Wands, Page of Pentacles, and King of Wands out here, I'm just seeing this beautiful picture of you and the King of Wands, the Queen of Wands together, making something that is long lasting, that lasts long past the time that you're here on earth. Yeah, and it's like you realize something from your childhood that you wanted, and life made you feel like it wouldn't happen. You heard people say love isn't like it is in the fairy tales. um it could be, but also if you take a look at the fairy tales, is that really how you want love to be? I mean, there's this honest, true reflection. Ooh, refraction wanted to come out there. That's interesting. Refraction is when light hits something and it refracts, so it bends the light. I had to teach my kids in fourth grade about refraction, reflection, and light, and it was a fascinating unit in science that we got into, and the kids were always fascinated. Prisms refract light. Is that? I hope I'm remembering. You know what? Every time, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I think that refract is when light is bent or separated. So when white light hits a prism, it refracts into the different colors of the color spectrum that we can see of visible light, right? So, wow, why is that coming in so strongly? I'm getting Pink Floyd for someone. Um This is something about your energy. Something about your energy. y- When a white light hits a prism, I mean, that's how rainbows are made. When the sunlight hits the raindrops, which are prisms, it refracts the light so that you can see a rainbow being reflected through. So it separates the colors so that you can see them. So something, like I said, there's something here about colors getting brighter, seeing things clearer, seeing what things are really made of. You know, when you look at the sun or you look at something, you don't realize that when you're looking at a light bulb, you don't realize you're just looking at all the colors in one. And color comes from pigment that is in the material. Man, this is getting so specific. Why? And so certain materials reflect different pigment. So certain materials absorb other colors and reflect the color that you see with your eye. Wow. So what is it here? And I don't feel like I'm trying to teach you a science lesson, even though you may have gotten something from that. But what is it? Okay, so let's keep thinking here. Um White light hits an object and the object absorbs all the colors that are not reflected from the pigment in that object. Okay, so there's something here about you whenever you're coming in contact with, oh yeah, this is so cool. So they want you to understand how your energy is received by those people and things around you. When you approach something, you are that white light to them. So what happens this is great. So what happens is you're the white light, so you are seeing in them a reflection of something and they are absorbing other things. I don't know, there's just something here about how there's a comparison of how white light interacts with the objects around us, and that is a direct comparison as to how your light interacts with those things around you. Okay, we've got to move on from that. Wow. I hope that someone got something from that, okay? So I actually feel the need to end there. And we are going to end on a Bob Ross card. He comes out immediately. Here he is. And he says with the Six of Diamonds, just let go and fall like a little waterfall. Just let go and fall like a little waterfall. I love that. So there is something here about releasing the things that made you sad when you have this epiphany or had this epiphany, just allowing those things to fall away. They get absorbed back into the background back into Earth's energy to be alchemized. And now you're like, that's it, you guys. What happens is your light, you're an alchemizer with your light. So you reflect what people need to see, and everything else gets absorbed back into Earth's energy to be alchemized. That sounds a little higher understanding even for where I'm at in life. So that's new, a new download that I've never gotten before. And so I feel like there's going to be more explanations of that energy as I continue to experience life. And so my readings I feel from here will probably have something to do with your light, your essence, your reflection to the world, okay? So, yeah, Alice in Wonderland is coming in here. You know, the mirror is very important symbolism. A portal. It's a portal. Oh my God, so much going on here. So the portal of the mirror in Alice in Wonderland is an energy that I'm feeling here. But I can't tell if spirit's trying to say that you're a portal for people. Oh man. Yeah, we're going to have to look into that energy a little bit more in another reading. So, stay tuned for more readings about this energy I'm feeling about a portal and mirrors and reflecting and prisms and refracting light and reflection. So yeah, it's coming together. The pieces are falling, kind of like the tunnel in Alice in Wonderland where she's seeing the chairs and the dresser and the mirrors as she falls down the tunnel. So let's go down the rabbit hole. That's what we're going to do. All right, so stay tuned guys. Much love and light. Thank you for connecting with me. Until next time.